Hey guys, it is Caitlin and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if you are new. So today I'm basically just going to do everything that I have watched in August. So it's just no recap video like always. I'm again trying a new setup. I don't know how I feel about it. Also, I tried a new hairstyle. I don't know if you guys like that or not. But yeah, I think this is my favorite setup by far. Just because of my bed, it's way too high. But yeah. So, social medias are right here, and let's just get started. So, I have 26 movies that I have watched this month. So, yeah. But basically, the first movie I watched was The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. So, this again is like the second movie in the Hunger Games franchise. I read the book. I think I already did like a whole like movie book comparison, but basically it's just like the second one. They have to go back in Hunger Games. I actually kind of I think I like this one better than the first one, just because I like how they do the games in this one, and it kind of reminds me of Jumanji. So this is like really good. So like for a sequel, this is like, I really liked it. So I give that a 9.5 out of 10. And then I rewatched Get Out. So I watched it when it first came out, and I was like, this is stupid, how do people like it? And then I didn't realize that Jordan Peele, his movies are less like slasher and more like thriller or like meaningful or artistic. So I came back with like that mindset, and I honestly really liked it. I also looked up fun facts after the movie. But we have, I forgot the guy's name. I'm pretty sure his name is Chris. But basically he's a black man and he has this white girlfriend. And then he is going to their family to meet the family. They're all white. So of course it's like that stuff, but then basically like a whole bunch of weird stuff starts happening. So I really like his friend, who I think is a security guard. He is so funny. He like makes this movie, and I really liked the movie, and I liked the movie. Like I like this. There is an alternative ending, which I'm happy they stuck with this ending and not the other one, but you can find it on YouTube. But I give that a 9 out of 10. And then I watched Iron Man 2. So I'm slowly but surely getting into all my Marvel movies. But this is like after Tony Stark basically like said that he is Iron Man. And he's kind of like playing and not, and like, I don't know, it's just the way he is. I don't really like how he is in this movie. It does introduce Black Widow, and of course the first movie I watched was Black Widow, but I really like this and everything. And it's just such a movie, and like the evil person who like I think was another Iron Man, I don't remember, but I really did like this, so I give that an 8.5 out of 10. And then I watched Scary Movie 3. So this one so it's kind of like parodies on movies, but they do a parody on The Ring, and I don't know what else, but it is like really interesting. The girl, like the main girl, she like always makes these movies. Like she's like the best character to play a dumb person. So I really like that, and it was really good. It was really funny. I think it had like a thing with the hat, where like every time like you look back at the person, like the sheriff, her hat grew bigger. So I thought that was really funny, and it's really funny and it's really cheesy. So I like that. That was on HBO Max, and I give that 7.5 out of 10. And then I watched Men in Black. So I did not expect to like this movie as much as I did, and I did really like it. I didn't exactly know what to expect. I didn't know it was aliens, but I love Will Smith, and I love the other character. I think it's Casey or something like that. So I love seeing them work, and it's so funny. And like when Will Smith is like doing the test to like join it, it's the funniest scene ever. So all three of those movies are on Netflix, but I gave that an 8 out of 10. And then I watched Men in Black 2. So I think it's like 3 years after what happened in the first movie, and this like alien kind of like takes over the place. So like Casey and Will Smith basically have to like fight it. I think it is funny. I think I like this. I might have liked this better than the original. And it does have, if you have watched Ellen Chipmunks, it has Ian. He's like in one of the scenes. I think that was really funny, and I really liked it. So I gave that an 8.5 out of 10. And then I watched The Dare. I'm gonna be completely honest, guys, I don't remember this movie at all. Okay, I remember now. So basically they had like, I think there's like 5 people in a room and they get like kidnapped. And it's kind of like not like a truth or dare game, but they have to like figure out like why they're being tortured the way they are. And it's really interesting. You like root for the characters, but then like later on you're kind of like, oh, I don't care if they die. It was kind of okay. I don't like the ending. I think there might be a second one, which is how the ending ended. But I was expecting more of like trying to go through, kind of like saw like they're trying to go through a maze and everything, just because of how it like the summary was, but it wasn't. But it was still okay. I was like a little bored, but I feel like for like a slow burn movie, it is good, and I feel like the ending and how everything comes together does make it worthwhile. So that was a 7 out of 10. And then I rewatched Haunt again. My favorite movie ever. I got for my birthday, and I was like, I have to watch it. But basically, it's just about these people, and they go to like an escape room type thing for like, not an escape room, but like a haunted house for Halloween. But then like the haunted house is actually real. I love this movie. There's a scene where she's in like a dollhouse, not like a dollhouse, but it's kind of like she's in like a room and everything. And I really like that one. I really like the this movie is on Shudder, so I feel like you guys should just get Shudder just for this movie. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. And then we have They/Them. So I have a whole video basically talking about it. So this is on Peacock Premium, and I'm just gonna be honest, I wouldn't spend the money buying Peacock Premium for this movie. Like, I found there's a lot of good movies on there, but like the reason I even bought it was for They/Them. It's not that good. I thought it'd be like more like Friday the 13th, but it wasn't, and there was just no like killing. And I guess it made sense, like, because like they were afraid to kill any of the LGBTQ characters because they didn't want to get like hated on. But it's like kind of like these kids at like a conversion camp, and basically there's like this killer going around. So I was thinking like more Friday the 13th. And a lot of torture was kind of like mental, but it still is it's just very weird. There was a lot of sex. Like there was really like a sex scene, and then like the next scene people like talk for like 2 minutes, and then there's another sex scene. So it's just, I feel like it had a lot of potential, but it just didn't make it. So I give that a 5 out of 10. And then I watched Bachelor Games. So this movie is Australian, and I think I watched it on Paramount Plus. Basically, this guy is getting married, so for his bachelor party, he has his friends, and they want to go on a trip. But there's like this entity, it's called the Hunter, I think, that like, comes after them. So I really liked it. It was good. I think it is cool. It's really like a slow burn. It kind of reminds me of The Ritual, but like less. Like if you like The Ritual, then maybe you might like this movie, but it's not as good. So I gave that a 7 out of 10. And then I watched So I Married an Axe Murderer. This one's really cool. I think I watched it on Hulu. And basically it's about this guy, and he like get a girlfriend and like find something wrong with her, so then he just doesn't. But then he meets this girl, and he's like head over heels, and they like get married. But then he finds out that she might be an axe murderer, like this person who will like marry someone and then kill them on the honeymoon. So I think that's just really interesting of how they did that, and it was really funny and cheesy, but at the same time it was like good. So I wasn't upset because I really liked it. So that was 7.5 out of 10. And then I watched Throw Mama from the Train. This one was weird. It has Danny DeVito, but I like remember him as being old. So like when I see him like as a younger version, it was very weird. But this movie is kind of like, so basically like this guy, I think it's his wife who like steals his book idea, and basically it's horrible. Like he's so mad, and then we have this other guy who basically hates his mother. So the guy's like, I'll kill your wife, and then if you kill my mother. So it's kind of like that. It's really funny. Some of it is weird. I don't know. But I really did like it more than I thought I would. But that was a 7.5 out of 10. And I think it's on HBO Max. And then I watched The Evil Dead, the original. This one is so slow. I was so bored watching it. I turned it on one night and I was like, okay, I might as well watch it. I had to like stop it and watch it the next day. But it is so boring. And I would love to tell you the plot, but it's like, these people like go to like this cabin in the woods, and there's like a zombie, like demons are possessing them. It's just really dumb, and the acting is dumb, and it wasn't good like at all. And I give that 5 out of 10. And then I watched Finding Nemo. I just thought, why not? Like, I've been watching it forever and go, like, this is the stupidest movie ever. But then I put it on and was like, this movie is actually so cute. I feel like everyone knows what Finding Nemo is, so I'm not really going to talk about it, but I give that a 9 out of 10, and it's on Disney+. And then I watched the Cabin Fever remake, so I have not seen the remake, but I did see the original forever ago. This is very, I don't know how I felt about the remake. It was just very, the sex scenes are really annoying. I guess it's just really slow, and the characters are all very hateable. Like, I didn't really like them, so I was just kind of bored with it. So I give that a 7 out of 10. And then I think that's on Hulu. It will say it's not on Hulu, but it is. And then I watched Meet the Robinsons, another Disney movie that's on Disney+. Basically about this kid who's like kind of like an inventor, and he wants to find out like why his birth mom gave him up, because like, but then he ends up like meeting this kid who's from the future, so he goes to the future, and it is so cute. The technicality is just kind of weird, but it's just, I love the movie. The little like foster kid that he is like in the like fostering with, whatever, so cute. I gave that an 8 out of 10. And then I watched the original Cabin Fever. So I always like the remakes better than the originals, but for this movie, the original is better than the remake. This one is just so much better. It does follow a lot with the remake, but it's just better. And like the remake, it was just like, it had like a scene and it just like dragged it out so long, but with this one it didn't. Plus the ending was kind of different, so I really liked how they did that. So I give that 7.5 out of 10. And then I watched Pretty Little Liars Original Sin. So that's a TV show, and it was on HBO Max. And there are 10 episodes, and I think like 45 minutes each. So my issue was, I had never seen like the original Pretty Little Liars, and I thought, oh crap, I'm gonna have to. But you don't. It's really cool. It's kind of like the same plot, like A is like torturing them, and it's kind of like with their mom's past. So you kind of have to like think like, what did my parents do to this girl? And then I really like all of the actors in it, the characters, I love them all. I really like Bailey Madison. She's like one of my favorite actresses ever, so it's really cool seeing her in this part. So it has a lot more horror than Pretty Little Liars does, but it is really cool. It does like a really like tough subjects on like self-harm and suicide and sexual assault. So I think it's just the way like they cover those issues is awesome. And then Tabitha was my favorite because she's always like bringing out these horror references, which people feel like they got annoying, but I loved it because like that's something I would love to do, but I haven't seen a lot. So yeah, I really liked it. It's on HBO Max. Season 1 is already out, so I would just get the free trial of HBO Max just to watch it. But I don't usually rank shows, but it only has 1 season, so I give that a 9.5 out of 10. And then I watched Look Both Ways. So this is a new Netflix original, and it has Lily Reinhardt. So basically it has this girl, and she basically is at this party, and she had sex, and she might be pregnant, so she takes a pregnancy test. But then it has like, it switches up to like 2 ways her life could have been, like if she ended up being pregnant and if she wasn't pregnant. So one was she like follows her dream of being an artist, and one where she gets like has her baby. So I love how they do that. It is a little confusing. You try and like figure out like which is which, but it's like, it's okay. I really did love it. It was so sweet. A really great family movie. I loved Lily Reinhardt in this. She's like, I know her from Riverdale, but I like seeing her in other movies too. So I give that a 9 out of 10. And then I watched Orphan First Kill. This movie was so good. Better than I expected. I feel like this is like a great prequel. And if I can see like a double feature, I would definitely buy a double feature. This is such a great movie. And I loved how they had Esther, and I like how they kept Isabel Freeman, I think that's her name, in it. Just because it's not as awkward with like the sexualizing the dad scenes, because she is adult, but like in the original one she was like trying to seduce the dad. She was like 9 years old, so it was uncomfortable, but I thought it was really cool. But both of them, Orphan and Orphan First Kill, are on Paramount Plus. Also, it was gonna get named Esther, and if we think about it, I would have liked it to be called Esther instead of Orphan First Kill. But I really like that. I have a whole like summary, like movie review on it, so you should watch the movie and then check that out. So yeah, so I gave that a 9 out of 10. And then I watched the Evil Dead remake. So like the whole plot and everything is different from the original, which I like that, because like it's just how remake should be done. basically like the plot is like the same, but it's also like switched up. Like it still has like the original plot. Basically, it's about this girl, and she wants to like detox from, I think, drugs. So she goes to this cabin, and she has her friends come up, and it's just, I think this is really interesting. I love how it does it. I feel like the ending just seemed to drag out a little bit, but I did really like this one. I was afraid it'd be like stupid just because I watched the original first, but I give that an 8 out of 10. And then I watched God's Not Dead 4, We the People. That is on Pureflix, and it's just basically about how these kids are getting homeschooled and they don't like it, and like just kind of like fighting for their freedoms. And like it just talks a lot about like, it might look like one thing today, but it's gonna be about something completely different tomorrow. And just like what like the people, like basically like they go to Washington D.C. and like these people like are soldiers, like risk their lives for us, for our freedoms. So when they're like threatened to be taken away, we should stand up for them. So I just really like that. For some reason, I did not write down the ranking, but I'm pretty sure it's a 9 out of 10. And then I watched Sinister. That is on Peacock Premium. Again, super cool. It is really cool, like after watching The Black Phone, to see Ethan Hawke and the other guy in a movie together. So I really like Sinister. I think it's a great horror movie. It's basically about this true crime artist who like moves into a house where is murdered and tries to figure out like what happened. And it's just, it kind of gets like supernatural and everything, but like I really liked it. I'm not gonna complain. It was like such a great movie. I've seen it like 3 times. I like bought the movie. So that's a 9 out of 10. And then I watched Friday the 13th. So I tried watching it forever ago, but like then I was like super bored, not knowing like the whole like the way they did it, like having like you never saw Jason, like killing them, and you just kind of like saw like from like his point of view or everything. I didn't like that, but like now understanding why they did that was really interesting. And I really liked it. I really liked they were sexy, but they weren't like dragged out or anything, so it didn't make me uncomfortable. And I would love to see this like remade. Like I know that is like a Friday the 13th remake, but it's kind of like the events after it. So I think they might be making a new one, a remake. I don't know for sure, but I really did like it. So it's a 7.5 out of 10, and that is on Pluto TV. And then I watched Odd Girl Out. So this is like a really good like bullying movie, like anti-bullying movie, and I like these ones just cause like different ways like it portrays it. Basically we had like these girls and like a group of friends, and I guess they get like in a fight for a boy. So they start to like tear the girl down and make her like feel bad, and it doesn't do a lot of suicide, but she does try to like talks about it. But I do think it's really cool. It is free on YouTube, but you have to like look it up. So like the quality wasn't really that good, but it still was really nice. I liked how they did it. And the main character, Vanessa, she played Carmen in Spy Kids, and then the mean girl, I forgot her name. Basically, she played I think Allison in Hocus Pocus, so I thought that was cool. And I give that an 8 out of 10. And then the last movie that I watched this month was The Black Phone. Yeah. On Peacock Premium, and I was like, I'm gonna have to watch it. So again, I rewatched it. Knowing that like it took place like after watching Sinister and watching this, I can kind of feel like the Sinister vibes. But it is just such a good movie. I'd love to see like a prequel, kind of like why the grabber does what he does, why he's scared of his face, why he does the black balloons. So I just thought that'd be really cool. But I give that a 9 out of 10. And yeah, that's everything I have watched this month. So I will see you guys next week.